Hey everybody, welcome to PrimeTime Conspiracies. I'm Nate Byer and joined by my friend Matt Lowe. We're actually doing something a little bit different. This isn't your regular conspiracy podcast. What this is going to be is more taking movies, series, different things like that, and using those plot holes and putting real life ideas behind it, or what would actually be the case scenario of what would actually happen had this event happened. That's kind of why we're starting with Die Hard, because Die Hard is obviously it being the greatest Christmas movie of all time.
And it is a Christmas movie.
And it is a Christmas movie. I don't know what the characteristics or the definition of a Christmas movie is. I know there's probably some like internet thing, like it doesn't count as a Christmas movie if Jonathan Taylor Thomas is in it or isn't in it or whatever.
It opened and closed with a Christmas song.
Does it? You know what? I guess in that case, I would consider that a Christmas movie. I never actually thought of it that way. I haven't paid attention.
Christmas tape.
There is a Christmas party.
That's really all you need.
Yeah. I watched the behind the scenes of that movie once, and it was really interesting because the behind the scenes, they were actually building that tower at the time. So the floors that they were using to film is actually
under construction.
Under construction at the building itself. Windows were involved in it though. But so my idea and
actual terrorist takeover at this
it's
a documentary.
It's a documentary. Which would actually lead into what my theory is, and Matt has a different theory than what I do. What my theory is that the first movie happened. It happened, and if it happened, then the other movies are no longer actually movies. What they are is fan fiction movies of the real events of the first one. Reason being, and I've said this to you before, is that if an event like that were to happen, like, there's no fucking way that guy goes back to a regular life. There's just there's not a goddamn chance in hell that guy goes back to, I'm fine, like just a regular beat cop that nobody knows. He would be on even at what year did it come out? 87, 88, somewhere in the 88. The biggest year in movie history, I think, for blockbuster movies. It was like Die Hard and
88.
88.
July 15th.
Nice. It was not anywhere near my birthday. Just past yours.
Yeah.
But, it was a blockbuster year and everything like that. But the movie itself was, it was crazy. It was a crazy movie. And if it were to happen in 88, there was enough media. Like, it wouldn't be like something happened in the 70s and it's really easy for nobody to know about it because if the local paper or whatever didn't put on it, nobody cares. 88, news was a business at that point.
Yeah.
So there's no fucking way he goes back to his regular life.
Like I know I was one, but yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. But even then, the early 90s,
right.
Stuff like that, if stuff happened, everybody knew about it. The earthquake, the OJ, the earthquake in San Francisco,
So pretty safe to say that if a guy from halfway across the country, out of police jurisdiction, starts murdering people before anyone else knows what's going on.
But he's doing it in the name of like saving people, so he's
that's fine. But he's still killing people.
I know. So is it considered?
But it plays to your point that people would find out about that.
Yeah. Not only that, you can't cover that up. The building fucking explodes
a few times.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And you go, okay, the last time I heard of a building exploding, we made a day out of it. I'm just saying that there would be another day and we would hate Middle Eastern white guys more than we do right now.
Damn Europeans.
Yeah, those goddamn Europeans are just...
And they're nice
Eastern
suits.
Europeans! Those guys are just... They're the worst. In every movie, they're never, like... outside of Jean-Claude Van Damme.
They're never good. Just look at Die Hard 3.
Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah. We just gotta bring another one.
Which we're getting into.
Yes. So, my reasoning for it, and I think this is partly where Matt goes with what he thinks, is my reasoning is that every movie gets more and more ridiculous. The first movie, there's a bit of plausibility. I mean, it's obviously outlandish that, one guy thinks he can do it, but, the Maverick style, whatever. Say one guy thinks he, maybe he's ex-military, knows what he's doing. He actually gets hurt. He's not like he's in,
it's true.
Whatever. And, then the next movies happen. And then they get to the point where, yes, he gets hurt, but it's things that kill people that hurt him, as opposed to being, like, dead, like a person would, and not just getting up and walking away like he's bulletproof.
Like Die Hard 4, for example, where he jumps off of a jet and slides down exploding interstate
real
on his bare skin, and just that's fine.
At the point of suspension of disbelief, and my least favorite is Transporter 2 because it's so bad. That scene in Transporter 2 is by far if I get a chance while I'm doing this editing, you're going to see the scene I'm talking about. We're going to quick flip to it, and you're going to come back and be like, well, that doesn't make any fucking sense. Die Hard gets that way.
Oh, yeah. Die Hard 5. He's driving cars on other cars.
Cars.
With traction.
Cars.
Like it's fine.
No. Cars, though.
The movie? Because they can do that.
No. Like, he's driving cars, not like a monster truck, a tank.
Yeah, cars.
Cars. Just...
I think it's like a military truck. But yeah.
Still.
It's not a monster military truck.
It's not Bigfoot.
It's not Bigfoot.
Gravedigger.
It's not Gravedigger and camo.
There's not a whole lot of movies that use monster trucks. I can't think of a whole lot right now. Probably the new Hobbs and Shaw, I think, might have had something that was...
A movie that you expect to have monster trucks? Joe Dirt didn't have monster trucks.
Very true. Very true. They did not have monster trucks. And that's so sad, because that would be half of his monologue would be... You get that monster truck? Because
dang, anything got a hammy?
Does anything got a hammy in it?
You imagine John McClane talking like that?
Oh my God! Oh, he's David Spade as John McClane. Who do they make his sons in the late ones? I can't even remember.
I don't recall.
Whatever, it's some whatever actor.
But again, his son in that movie is a spy.
Yeah.
So more outlandish as.
Yeah, it just gets more and more. And so it's just like, oh, this is obviously fan fiction. Somebody had heard this one story, attached themselves to it, and started making other movies. So you go, oh, okay. So I think the whole thing, one big fan fiction.
The first movie was real.
The first movie is what real life would have happened, and every movie after that was somebody's idea of what would happen. But that's mine. Yours takes a little bit of a different approach.
I think John McClane over the series of the movies is becoming an actual superhero. Sort of like his character in Unbreakable. He doesn't know he's a superhero. He doesn't know he's indestructible. He's still just doing things, and he's not destructing like you'd think. For the record, I hope Bruce Willis makes Die Hard movies until he disintegrates.
He might actually do it.
I had a fantastic idea for a sixth one.
Yeah.
It's Old Habits Die Hard. It's John McClane's struggle to stop smoking.
Ooh.
And a bunch of people get murdered in the process, of course.
Well, yeah, that would be the legit...
Sadly, I don't think it'll work because I think he stopped actually smoking in those movies.
Oh, yeah. Well, and it's funny
Shame.
because he's one of the few actors that that actually went bald, and you're like, oh, okay. I went, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I get it now. But, so in your theory, is John McClane... the same guy? Like, is this the same universe?
Well, if you sort of look like you said, nobody would be able to forget John McClane if that stuff happened. He would be able to go back to being a normal guy unless he ran away.
But even then, by the last movies...
Had another family. And even he ran so far away, he even himself somehow forgot.
Well, and, I guess in Unbreakable, he never tackle, he claims to remember, but, he remembers all the way back to high school, so that'd be unless it's all made up. But
over the course of Die Hard movies, sort of played out just like the movie Unbreakable. It just starts off with lifting some weights.
Just unassuming guy.
Paint cans. And then he's jumping motorcycles into helicopters. And then he's, again, jumping from a semi-truck on an exploding interstate onto a jet. Off of said jet, that he blew up, by the way, with his bare hands. Onto this same exact exploding interstate and slid down it in a wife beater, basically. And just, like, his skin is fine. Like, he's bleeding a little bit. And then also at the end of that movie, he shot himself. He killed another guy shooting through his own bullet wound. You know why he didn't die? Because his weakness is water.
I know, and I'm trying to think, in any of the movies, is he ever presented with water? The one where they're locked in, so it'd be 3, Die Hard 3.
On the boat at the end?
No, I was thinking, aren't they in the...
Oh, they're in the sewers.
They're in the, not the sewer, the tunnel.
The tunnel.
And they collapse the tunnel, and water's coming in, they gotta get him out.
That's right. And
which is why he's freaking the fuck out, because he's like, I'm gonna die.
That's
hard. Oh, yeah, I'll be here all weekend. It's dumb. But yeah, I mean, it's the one time, like, because otherwise, I don't think
he was more afraid of that than he was when he almost fell out of the building in Nakatomi Plaza.
Yeah, he was like, oh, this is...
I'm going to jump off this building. Oh, fuck, I'm going to die of water.
Price doing business.
I'm a cop and damn good at my job.
What kind of fucking business do you do? That you think jumping... it's Tuesday. Right?
You know.
I'll
see you at the bar.
We're going to have a drink later.
And that's how you would think Die Hard 1 ended, with the way Die Hard 2 opened. Like, it was just a normal... That was just day.
Nope. It gets done.
And that's going back to what you're thinking, where it's like, no, there's no way.
God.
If that guy killed that many people...
I got to work on Tuesday. though.
Like, there'd be questions asked. He'd get fucking court-martialed. Like...
I don't think he got court-martialed as a cop, though. He was in the military at the time, so he was just a New York cop.
He was in New York.
Yeah, but he was...
I'm arguing your case, by the way.
Vigilante justice.
Is he Batman now?
He's Batman.
With guns?
It's pre-Batman Batman. I don't know.
There was the Batman that used guns.
The good one.
That's a whole other story, though.
What? Oh, yeah, we want to go into the...
We're not going to make Bruce Willis... Bruce Wayne Willis.
That's BWW. He was... Yeah, so, okay. So he's unbreakable.
Do we need these logos facing out, by the way?
I don't give a shit. You know what? Coke ain't paying me.
Can I try and sponsor this?
I think they're both paid. They're both owned by the same company, I believe.
Yeah, we're not getting into that.
Yeah, whatever. Oh, it's Corona. Made in Corona, California. Sweet. Well, that sounds good.
That's another conspiracy theory, though.
What, the coronavirus?
Coronavirus is a monster. Corona, California.
What's the other? There's a company in China that not that far away from where the outbreak happened, but their logo is the same. It's a different color, but it's the umbrella logo. So people are like, there's like all these conspiracies online, and this company is perfect. It's the umbrella company, and they're just letting go of this. They're calling it the C virus. People are. It's like, eesh. That would be really weird.
It might get zombies.
Well,
which the next Die Hard movie could be a zombie movie. That's when you know it's fan fiction.
Yeah. Would you want to watch Die Hard Zombies? I guess that'd be Zombieland.
Bruce Willis making Die Hard movies so he disintegrates. You imagine that crossover with Woody Harrelson?
Okay.
They just sort of run into each other.
Here's where we go into it, though. It turns into Zombieland 3. So Zombieland 3 is where John McClane, after surviving and watching his family die
on Die Hard,
he's unbreakable. We're just combining all three. This is where it goes. This is Zombieland 3 right here. He had outside because he was.
Would he be?
He's unbreakable. So
there's Tallahassee, there's Columbus. Would he be New York?
Shit. The problem is we're going to Unbreakable, but there's two other movies. I never saw Glass.
I haven't seen Glass either.
we'll have to come back to this for Glass later, because if you're trying to get it into the same universe, it would have to be after the events of Glass.
You think?
Well, based on the timeline of those movies, Glass is the third, and actually chronologically the third movie.
It's true.
So if that's the third movie, you'd have to see what the ending of that was. But if it was left open to, could a virus take out the world? And he's the only one left, and they meet up with them. It'd be tough. So it's all of Bruce Willis's roles are written by him for his whole career. You find out Moonlighting, he was this guy. Like just everything leads into another thing. So if you actually follow it, it's
if you follow all the events of all of his movies,
they actually
somehow Cop Out was in there too, because he's a cop in that one.
Yeah, it's
poor Tracy Morgan.
All it is written by The Watcher. just okay. I see what he's doing here.
Stanley wrote all these.
If there was anybody that could, it's amazing that all of those characters existed. The type of you always think of like how like we shoot the shit all the time, and and come up with different stuff, and obviously Die Hard being a fake thing, and or whatever, or being real and then moving it on, it's a fun concept or whatever. But that guy came up with like literally storylines for people that didn't exist and had superpowers, which I don't believe many had even thought of, other than thinking of gods themselves before that, and wrote how many characters. Obviously it's like the person who wrote Twilight Zone, the original series.
Yeah.
I believe they wrote like 70% of them, and every episode was different, no carryover characters, and 70% of like 4 seasons was one person just writing shit. What if this happened? What if this happened? You're like, God damn, where do you get all that information? Like, I have an imagination to the extent of I can think of like something I saw that day and go, it'd be funny if this. Not here's a world in my head, and now here's another world in my head, and now
this guy's head,
and yeah, just
and what if this big guy ate that guy's world?
It's
not the one in his head, but his actual world.
It's first person, third person view. What? I don't know what that means. So you're seeing what somebody else is watching? Yes. Which I think is what VR is going to end up being in video games. Because wouldn't that be, it's first person, third person is the way you play, because you're watching the story of someone else from their eyes. I think that works. I'm pretty sure that works in my head. They need more VR games. I'm trying to think of games I think would be great.
I'm sorry, Die Hard VR. Got to jump off that Nagatomi Plaza.
Fuck that. Done. Done.
Yeah, if they made that look real enough, see what John McClane went through. Even if they made that just made the movie first person, like that hardcore hero movie.
I would swallow a bullet from Hans himself. Rest in peace, Alan Rickman.
Cheers.
Cheers to him. But yeah, I would totally just I had done it up in Toronto. And you put the headset on, and it's weird. Like, it is really weird, and like really, and they had the spatial and stuff, and they had the walls all lined up. So if you got too close, you would start to see the lines exist. And like,
you said that there was one where it's just a platform around a building. You're just staring straight down.
Like, it's just they're like, no, go up to this floor, and it's just called plank. You're like, okay, whatever. And the door opens. You're like, oh, okay, it looks like this. And then you look down, and it's literally you're just on a board this low, and you're just like if you fall, you fall. Like. But your brain goes, you're falling, and your body's going, you're stupid. Because that's all it is that your brain's going, no! And you're getting all this anxiety, and your feet are already on the ground. Like, oh, the feeling that's down there? Which is weird, because that makes you think more that your brain controls a lot more of what you feel than whatever. Which is, there you go. Maybe that's how John McClane became unbreakable. His psyche was so broken from everywhere he went, he was getting the shit kicked out of him every day. Every day. That guy woke up to die. Like every single hard. We're just going to keep with that. Like, just over and over and over again. He's in his own personal Groundhog Day, and that's what it is. Like, it's just every movie. He's like, fuck this.
Well, he even references it in the second one. Same shit happened to the same guy twice.
Maybe it is. Maybe it's the long play Groundhog Day. It gets more outlandish
because the same.
It gets more outlandish because he's just coming up with weirder shit.
There are 5 of those movies.
And like, at least they didn't do like
he overthrew a government.
Oh yeah. Took down an arms dealer. I'm gonna guess it was an arms dealer. 2 arms dealers. One that could evade the evading New York cops blows my mind. Like, nope, they just did it like nobody noticed. Like, really? With the fucking amount of permits you have to get in that goddamn city, everyone knows you. There's no way dump trucks are just driving through the city with no one fucking paying attention. Not a chance in hell. In that city, and they were going fast. There's no way. The wrong city for that shit. No traffic in New York. That's a goddamn fantasy.
Yeah, fan fiction.
Fan fiction. So that leans back to mine. So I don't know. It's tough to say.
Is he an actual superhero? And this stuff actually happened? Or did the first one happen?
And then everything else was... Because the first one...
And some guy saw this movie and went, I'm going to write more of these. About this guy.
Yeah.
But...
Or you know, when they do like a recanting of a story, when someone's sitting there and you know, so assuming the first one happens, so let's put that. So now, okay, the first one is real. Well, because he's going to do all of these interviews and all of this stuff and write a book and whatever. Well, somebody's going to read that book and go, well, this guy's a goddamn superhero. They made Sully. Sully has a fucking movie and he landed a plane in the water. This guy fucking murdered people. You don't think there's a movie about that motherfucker? There's a movie so quick about that guy. Once that book comes out, you read them.
4 of them.
Yeah, just keep writing them and get more outlandish because people go, this guy's he's a maniac.
Well, yeah, I guess the second one opens up. It's pretty much implied that there were no interviews.
Yeah, it's just like he just goes in like really next day, just
hell,
gotta catch this cab.
His wife had more repercussions from the first movie than he did. Mm-hmm. She had a restraining order on him from punching the reporter.
Yeah. Like,
he's able to just go places.
Just go and get on a plane. Obviously, it can't happen today as much. Like, oh, what did you do? You murdered people and you're just going to skip town? Oh, no.
And it took them until the 3rd movie to point out, like, oh, he's killing people. Someone's going to have a problem with that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's such a dumb thing. So yeah, it's just getting more and more outlandish. So I think it was because there is a certain bit of plot. I mean, obviously it's way outside the whatever, but the first one is the most plausible. To have a party in a building on a floor. Okay, so you got that.
That happens all the time.
You have thieves that know something, and this is in the 80s. So thieves that know something of where stuff is being held, whatever, and they're like, okay, well, it's Christmas, so you're not gonna have a lot of people there. You know, there's not gonna be a lot of guards because everybody's got the day off. There's construction in the building, so there's not outside of this one thing. There's not much going on because it was the bearer bonds or whatever the fuck they are, or whatever made up plot point that you just need to get to, whatever.
Money. It was money.
Money. Yeah. So whatever. So
actual money, no, but it was money.
Yeah. So you go, okay, you put that down, and then you go, okay, I could see someone wanting to try to get a big score on something like that.
All I got to do is contain a party on one floor.
Yep. And we know, okay, we've had somebody in the building that was knew the schedule and whatever. Because it's not like this is a well thought out plan. There could be a prequel if you had someone that could play young Alan Rickman.
No.
Which would be impossible, but there could be a prequel that literally is the planning of this thing. Like, because think of the planning that had
sort
to go
of like Blow, but with terrorism.
Yeah, like
just how it happened.
Yeah, just like, oh, okay, we're just gonna take into account that all these guys just decided to do this today. Like, I woke up and I was like, you know what I want to do? I'm gonna go rob a bunch of German bearer bonds.
Wouldn't it be great if we were rich? Oh, there's a party tomorrow at this place.
I heard about this party.
Get your best suit on.
I saw a flyer. Just do your best. Do your best or Eastern European accent. We're gonna kill some people.
Huh? They only had the plan to kill the one.
Fair enough.
If John McClane didn't show up, Ellis wouldn't have died.
Yeah, they were in to get in and out. So, they knew their stuff. They had planned it out. They necessarily
didn't plan to kill Takagi. They just did because...
Well, you kind of had to put, to get... Yeah.
Prove a point.
Yeah. You go, okay, now it's a movie. So now that's real.
Did John McClane actually fuck it up more by saving?
Yeah, probably, because the whole building... The extended costs of blowing up a goddamn building.
And the power got shut down, but that was... part of the plan.
Yeah, it was part of the what was his name? The principal from
Breakfast Club.
Breakfast Club, because that guy plays a dirty cop, kind of like in a lot of movies. He comes in, and then you had Carl from Family Matters was the
cop on duty.
Yeah, the cop.
Carl on duty.
You're in L.A. The cop.
He's the one.
The cop. There's one cop.
Well, the other ones were on radio.
Okay, one, it seems like a pretty affluent neighborhood. You don't think that those cops are 2 seconds away to make sure shit doesn't go wrong in that neighborhood? They're getting paid so much.
Who's going to believe a Christmas party is being taken over by German terrorists?
Well, once Carl finds out...
Well, yeah, then they get there, but...
Yeah, but it takes a while. He's still talking to him for a while, like... Hey,
that's true.
Hey, what's going on up there? Nobody's here yet. Everyone fucking should be, but apparently...
They had their own Christmas party, dude. Because it's a Christmas movie.
They don't believe the black guy.
Jesus.
Like, he wasn't even in Family Matters yet, so they're probably just like, ugh, whatever.
He was a cop in that, by the way, so Family Matters was actually part of that.
Oh, it's all in the same universe. Where was it? I can't remember. Family Matters was probably in Chicago, I think, wasn't it? I don't know.
We had to get away from California.
The weather was nice.
Weather can't be nice in Chicago.
Let's see. We'll have to look that up. But okay, so now that brings him into... So Family Matters is now a part of
part of the Die Hard universe.
The Die Hard universe. Carl... Where did they go? Well... And the first episode didn't air until 1989. So it would have been a year later.
After Nakatomi Plaza.
Yeah. So there you go. He did that.
Well, why wouldn't you land a cushy cop job after that?
Does he say his name? What's his name in Die Hard? It's not. Does he give his name?
It does. Hang on. You think I'd remember this?
God damn it! Because if it doesn't,
Powell, Officer Powell. What was his first name?
Carl and Winslow. He has to go into witness relocation. But he's still able to be a cop because they're like, okay, well, whatever. We're going to give you these people. We have to change your name because those are, Eastern European.
Al Powell.
So they had to put him in witness relocation. So he's like, oh, I got to move my whole family. They had to get him out of there because they knew that Hans's brother, Bill Gruber.
Bill
McGruber. Comes over and he's gonna be like, well, he's gonna be looking for revenge or
for
gold.
Record, we know his name is Simon.
Simon, fair enough. Bill, I think it's Bill. Shemp Gruber.
Yeah, Gruber.
The Gruber nobody liked. But
well, they didn't even like each other. You just don't kill the other person's brother.
Yeah,
it was right there in the Die Hard 3.
So there you go.
So we went from superheroes to Family Matters.
Family Matters. So that's in the universe. So Unbreakable universe, maybe.
John McClane went on to be an actual superhero.
Okay.
And Al Powell got relocated.
If the real
he's still a cop, so that doesn't quite add up. But I guess
but if you're relocated, but if you're in witness relocations, they give you an identity.
I guess he's already good at being a cop.
Yeah, so you could just, you could give him an identity that would be perfect to get hired on at a police department.
A fat cop.
Fat cop. Desk jockey.
It's true. That is what he was doing in Die Hard 2 when he got called from the airport, sitting at a desk.
Exactly.
As Carl. But he still knew him as Al because...
Well, he wouldn't be Carl yet because because what isn't Die Hard?
When did Die Hard 2 come out?
Well, Die Hard 2. Well, it depends.
No, the 90s. Die Hard 2 took place in the 90s.
But Die Hard 2.
Because they had phones on planes.
Shit. Well, now you can.
Again, I'm talking like I remember it.
I remember that.
A lot of flying when I was 3 years old.
I do remember. I don't think they're on there anymore. But I remember they used to have. When I used to fly, you could call people from the plane, but they're like the minutes were. It's $600 a minute or something.
In the 90s.
It was like getting tech support. Jesus, or calling a psychic hotline. Like, this better be quick.
I'm in trouble.
I'm in trouble. What was it? Yeah, so was it 10-10-220? You're trying to do that. Do you ever see that commercial? Do you remember how you have to use?
Oh, I remember 10-10-220.
And then there was the like calling collect. The guy answers the phone. The old guy answers the phone. And he goes, "Would you like to? What is it? Oh, would you like to accept the charges from whatever?
Hey, it's Bob. We had a baby. It's a boy.
Yeah, it's Bob. Had a baby. It's a boy.
Oh.
It's like the cheat system. And I have to wonder how many people did that if you called collect, because you do get to leave a short message. So if you tried to call someone collect, where does it come from? If you
You're going way off the rails on this.
Reason why I'm asking is you could use the infrastructure system to send messages via phone, because all you would get is a phone call from a random thing. Answer it, and just go, oh, okay. And that's your message, and that's what leads to... Ooh.
Well, the reporter had the phone in the bathroom the whole time. Imagine what his bill looked like.
Oh, my God.
By the way, he got punched again. How embarrassing is that?
He cannot win. That's what?
No, he got tased. He got tased at the end of that movie.
That's not the redhead guy.
Because you could bring tasers on planes in the 90s, evidently.
That's not the suave... No, is it the redheaded guy?
Yeah.
William Atherton? Is that who it is?
You're asking...
I think it's William Atherton is his name.
Names.
Why I know that, I'll have no idea. But yeah, William Atherton, he was from like Real Genius.
Richard Thornburg, I believe, was the reporter's name.
Oh, I was like, what? I got it wrong? I was pretty sure.
William Atherton Knight.
Yeah.
Richard Thornburg in Die Hard.
Yeah, so...
I believe he was also in Ghostbusters.
Yeah, he's an asshole in that too. I feel bad for the guy, because I was like, man, he had a whole career being the dick. Like, how does that suck? I don't think he was ever a hero in anything. I mean, don't get me wrong, he probably got paid for it really well. Do you think? That's a really smart move.
Alan Rickman was basically a bad guy.
Yeah, but
Except in British movies where it was like rom-coms and he wasn't the bad guy.
Well, and then the greatest movie of all time. He's the Metatron. Metatron. Yeah. The one and only true voice of God. And then she gets him with... It's good. I like that movie. It's good.
We're not going to try and link Hans Gruber to Metatron. I don't think we can.
That'd be a tough one, because I would assume that he became an angel after he died.
We're not going to get into that.
He's a suave motherfucker, though, because remember, he had John McClane thinking he was just a regular white guy when he was doing that.
Bill. Clay.
Yeah. I'm just like, see, had him. There you go.
Be on fucking TV with that accent.
Yeah. So, and maybe up there, you go through the ranks. So
basically what you just said here is maybe he had God thinking he was a suave white guy with an accent. Clearly you belong here.
He, he smoothed his way up the chain. Fucking Metatron.
Well, you got this guy being your voice?
Okay, that might be a stretch. Because the rest of this shit seems real plausible.
My outrageous accent, I should be the voice of you.
I think it would work. So now that makes...
I am calling that debunked. There is no way I'm going to allow Dogma to be part of our...
Yeah, but that would bring the whole Kevin Smith universe in. That changes a lot of things.
He was on the fourth one, wasn't he? Yeah. He wrote his own part for that, didn't he?
Yeah. So now
Not only did he write his own part, he threw out the original part.
Yeah. So now and that makes him in canon. So now the Smith... And he's a dork. I mean, he's a real dork in real life. So that puts him...
I don't like that.
That makes amazing, because that makes John McClane... like...
It's the guns of God.
It's like, you know... And then Matt Damon, and so that puts Loki... Oh, my God.
Who's the real angel of death, then?
Ooh.
Loki or Bruce Willis? Or John McClane?
Maybe that's what it is, because Loki put down the sword. John McClane picked up the sword. He's unbreakable because he's actually
not exactly
an agent of God. I think
Loki
we're full circle.
Loki just wanted to go home. So, I mean, if he retires, then I guess there needs to be someone to pick up the sword.
Yep, and that's what it was. John McClane was there and just is killing people, just murdering.
For God.
So yeah. So we have the M. Night Shyamalan Unbreakable universe, Family Matters,
the Bible.
The Bible makes a pretty good stop in there. We've got let's see, all the rest of Kevin Smith universe.
Well, Bible as told by Kevin Smith.
Fair enough. A rendition of and Die Hard. Do we miss any?
I don't know where you go from the Bible as told by Kevin Smith.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think we missed any from there, because that would be the 5 universes. So now we know.
The 5 universes?
The 5 universes. So
when did we come up with...
No, I think this is the way it is. Hey.
The metaverse?
Fucking Marvel is just eating up all the universes now.
We need to make
bullshit.
One.
We got one, so we need to get on the phone. I might know someone.
I don't think
that has seen Bruce Willis before, so I can call them.
I don't think we're gonna get Family Matters back on the air.
Is Carl still alive?
No, he's not.
Yeah. What? Urkel.
Jaleel White.
Jaleel White is still alive. He's in a commercial in the Super Bowl. So,
big guy.
And depending on which one you want, because you can make him smooth and call him Stefan or Cal. Or if he's the dork, Steven. So,
is that really what split? Can you imagine that movie? If it were Stefan and Steven?
That would be awesome.
So when you get him like Shyamalan on the phone, then okay.
That means they whitewashed Split because it was supposed to be the universes all are the same. He's the character from Family Matters. When he messed up his brain, he was supposed to be the bad guy in Split, but they whitewashed it for Hollywood.
I don't like it.
It's all together.
Jaleel White can't play a villain.
We have to call it a cool name universe, though. Because
you can't mesh Die Hard and Die Matters? Family?
Die Matters?
Family Hard.
The Family Hard
universe. Christmas movie.
As told by Kevin Smith.
Featuring Jaleel White.
Featuring Jaleel White, partially. Featuring Jaleel White, played by... Who's the
guy
what?
The guy in Split?
Yeah, but no, it's he played Professor X in the newer movies.
Oh, is that him?
Yeah.
I was not aware.
So yeah, as played by him. So Jaleel White gets honorable mention as a character name, but being played by a white character. We got this.
Well, he can't go in blackface, so.
Yeah, that not anymore. I think the last time it was able to happen was the last time it's able to happen, and that was Tropic Thunder. And
I think Jack Black did it in Be Kind Rewind, and I don't remember what came out.
I think Tropic Thunder came out first.
That could be.
And and now that you ever should have anyways, because it's horribly racist, but that movie might have been the only one where I was like,
and people loved it.
Yeah, it was. I don't know. I didn't hate it. But,
yeah, I did.
I was like, okay, that's a movie. But everybody, the genius of
it was Transporter 2. Just
can we get Transporter?
I don't want to.
Nope.
It's not allowed. It's not invited.
I don't think we can get that in. I actually was surprised that the Fast and Furious universe didn't jump in here. Just be like, fuck it, we're in everything now.
Well, the last two Die Hard movies could totally have a place in the Fast and Furious and Transporter. You're flipping cars. You're jumping semis off of bridges.
Shit.
A jet could totally fly overhead. I want somebody to mesh all those big 3 scenes together.
But no characters that are common. Although the Transporter series could be the Fast series. Because they did Hobbs is Jason Statham, who
that's
was
true.
Both. So we'll do that another time. So we'll go into the Jason Statham universe.
You're telling me I got to watch the Transporter movies?
No, you don't have to watch them. We can just look them up on our phones and go throw up a little bit and then come back. So
I remember watching the first one when I was in high school. When explosions and ass kicking was like
all of it,
and I still didn't like it. I still didn't like it.
Fair enough. So, all right. So, for episode 1, basically, we just came in, turned Die Hard into...
It started off as
Die Hard
either
verse.
A fan fiction, or he was an actual superhero, and it turned into... It's the same universe as Family Matters.
I like it. I don't care. We're sticking with it.
It's the same top.
I think this is going to be the best YouTube tagging I've ever done, because it's going to literally be Family Matters, Die. It's going to be like just this string of like, who the fuck puts the...
You got to be trending if we got...
like the Smodcast verse or whatever for Kevin Smith or...
I don't know how you're going to do this one.
Oh, it's going to be good. So... Thank you, everybody, for watching. This has been a fun time. And, leave comments on what you guys think about the different universes combining into one.
Stupid all this was.
It was very fun. So
I enjoyed it.
All right, sir. Well, thank you. And we'll see you next time.